Imagine this. It's a Saturday night. You're lounging on the couch, mindlessly scrolling through your feed, and you hit that post. Your old high school rival just shared the keys to their third rental property. A former colleague mentions almost too casually that their portfolio is finally large enough to soft retire. Then your cousin posts a screenshot of an investment balance with more digits than a long-distance phone number. You look around at your own life. You've got a steady job and some savings, but 40 is either knocking on the door or already sitting in the living room. And that voice in the back of your head starts whispering a question you've been avoiding. Am I actually winning, or am I just running in place? Here's the thing people rarely admit. Turning 40 isn't a deadline or a game over screen. It's a moment of truth. It's when life forces you to perform a brutal financial audit. For most, looking in that mirror is terrifying, not because you're a failure, but because you suddenly realize that stability, wealth, and true freedom aren't things that just happen as you get older. They aren't side effects of aging. They are projects that have to be built from the ground up. If you feel like you're miles behind the pack, take a breath. This isn't the final chapter, it's the beginning of a massive comeback. I'm Liam, and I'm obsessed with money, but I don't just care about the spreadsheets. I care about the bugs in our human software, the psychological traps and emotional triggers that lead us to make terrible financial choices. If you want a clear-eyed look at your wealth without the suit and tie boredom, hit that subscribe button and give this a like. It helps me keep bringing you these reality checks exactly when you need them. We've been sold a fairy tale that by 40, you should have the corner office, the luxury SUV, and a personal broker on speed dial. Social media has turned life into a curated highlight reel that makes everyone else feel inadequate. But let's look at the cold, hard data. According to a recent report by Bankrate, nearly 50% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency expense with their savings. This isn't just a broke college student problem. It's a middle-age problem. The Federal Reserve notes that the median retirement account for those aged 45 to 54 is roughly $100,000. In the real world, that's maybe 2 or 3 years of modest living before the tank is empty. What does a financially fit 40-year-old actually look like? Forget the Ferraris, here are the targets financial planners actually respect. First, the safety net. This is your foundation. You should have 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account. This isn't for investing, it's your anti-panic fund for when the world goes sideways. Second, the capital multiplier. A solid goal is to have a net worth of about 2 to 3 times your annual salary. If you earn $80,000 a year, you want $160,000 to $240,000 working for you in assets. That's the fuel for the compound interest engine. Third, income diversity. Depending on a single paycheck is a high-wire act without a net. Whether it's a side project, dividends, or a small rental, you need proof that you can generate value from more than one source. Fourth, debt under control. Specifically, non-mortgage high-interest debt, credit cards, personal loans, or car loans with crazy interest rates. Mortgage debt is different. It's often low interest and tied to an asset that generally appreciates. But carrying $10,000 or $20,000 in credit card debt at 18% interest into your 40s is like trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. Every dollar going to interest payments is a dollar not working for your future. Fifth, and this one's underrated, established financial habits. By 40, you should have systems in place. A budget you actually follow, even if it's simple. Automatic transfers to savings and investment accounts. Regular check-ins with your financial situation, at least quarterly. The people who build wealth aren't necessarily smarter or higher earning. They've just built habits that run on autopilot. Why are so many of us behind? Because life isn't a straight line. Many 40-year-olds had their 20s wrecked by the 2008 crash or their 30s disrupted by the pandemic. Behavioral economists have proven that when you live in scarcity mode, constantly worrying about bills, your brain literally loses the ability to think long-term. Your cognitive bandwidth is eaten up by survival. This isn't a character flaw, it's biology. Stop shaming yourself for the past. It was a rigged game. You still have 25 years until the traditional retirement age. That is plenty of time for a miracle. Look at the math. If you start from zero today and invest $500 a month at a 7% annual return, in 25 years you'll have about $380,000. If you can stretch that to $1,000 a month, you're looking at nearly $800,000. It's not private island money, but it's dignified retirement money. If you're playing catch-up, you have to be aggressive. Aim to save 20 to 25% of your income. You aren't losing that money today. You are buying your freedom tomorrow. Don't waste your energy arguing about the price of a latte. Focus on the big three. Housing. If your rent or mortgage eats 50% of your take-home pay, you've already lost the math. Geographic arbitrage, moving to a cheaper city, or house hacking are uncomfortable conversations, but they are the fastest ways to build a surplus. Transportation. The average new car payment in the U.S. has topped $700. That is $8,400 a year that could be building wealth instead of depreciating in your driveway. If your car is a financial emergency disguised as transport, sell it. Income. Your 40s are your peak earning years. If you haven't negotiated a raise or changed companies in 5 years, you are leaving 6 figures on the table over your lifetime. Job hopping strategically often yields 15 to 20% salary bumps that you'll never see through loyalty raises. Beware of lifestyle creep. When you get that next raise, don't buy a bigger house. Buy more shares of an index fund, and don't treat your savings milestones as an excuse to spend. If you hit $10,000 in your account, don't celebrate by spending $2,000 on a vacation. The celebration is the security itself. Here is the catch-up plan. Radical clarity. Calculate every penny you own and every penny you owe. The fog of debt is expensive. Debt war. Kill the high-interest credit cards first. No stock market gain can beat the 25% you're losing to the bank. Buffer zone. Build at least 1 month of life happens cash. Tax hacks. Max out your 401k match. It's literally a 100% return on your money. Use IRAs to shield your growth from the IRS income expansion. Find where your skills are valued most. Honest expectations. You might not retire at 55 on a beach, but retiring at 67 with peace of mind is infinitely better than panicking at 75. Shame is a useless emotion in finance. The best time to start was 20 years ago. The second best time is 5 minutes from now. The person who gets serious at 40 will be in a completely different universe by 60 compared to the person who gave up because they felt too late. 40 isn't the end. It's your wake-up call. It's time to stop comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. Question of the day. If you could go back and undo one financial mistake from your past, what would it be? Was it a bad loan? A car you couldn't afford? Tell me in the comments. Oh, let's learn from each other's scars. Smash that like button if Liam gave you the kick you needed today. I'll see you in the next one. The clock is ticking, but you've still got time to win.